It is Monday, December 7th, 2020. It is currently 2 minutes past the 9 o'clock hour on your clock, my clock, all of our clocks right here in the Eastern time zone. Of course, I am James. You are you. We are here for the week opening edition of what? Of At Home with James. Thanks for tuning in. A lively bunch that we've got with us this evening. Much later on, a pretty good-looking guy, a handsome fellow man who's notorious in the dating world. Andy Assaf is going to be here, as mentioned, much later on. Also here tonight, she's working the booth in addition to being a guest on tonight's show. It's Carla Mah, and we will be starting in just a matter of moments with Keith Waterfield and Lucie Lederhendler. But as is tradition on this show, I got to get into it, right? I got to dig in. I know you saw me yesterday, and not much has really changed in between yesterday morning at the Sunday morning special and today, but I woke up far too early from a far too unpleasant dream. I took a nap on a couch that was far too uncomfortable. I woke up groggy, disoriented, confused, slightly grumpy. I didn't sleep until about I didn't eat until about 6 o'clock tonight. I consumed an entire pizza, and I don't feel good. I'll tell you right now, I don't feel good. My stomach hurts. I've already had 2 Tums. I'm drinking tea. I got 2 glasses of water after having a big glass of soda water. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm in a good mood. And I wasn't up until about 30 minutes ago when I fired up our broadcasting setup. And I looked at myself, my reflection, my video, and I thought, James, you might look handsome tonight. And everything turned around. Everything absolutely turned around once I realized that I think tonight's a night where I look handsome on the show. So, from me to you watching, you're welcome. For an hour, you will get to see this friendly face on your screen right here on twitch.tv/athomewithjames. In addition to all of our fun guests that will be dropping by to talk about a variety of topics that include partying, presence, and passion, I am also happy to be making a late-breaking programming announcement that will have implications on this Wednesday night's episode, and boy, is it good. I'm only giving you the good stuff. I have never given a bad programming announcement. Every announcement I give is off the charts, through the roof, right down through the main vein, which is slang for wieners. Let's get the show started. I've had enough of myself, and I think you might too, unless you also think that I'm looking very handsome tonight, in which I can just sit here and kind of smile at the camera. But I don't want to keep our guests waiting, because our first guests are coming to us in tandem. Why? Because they live with each other. And in addition to living with each other, they have been known to throw quite the Christmas party. Let's welcome our first guests this evening, Lucie Lederhendler and Keith Waterfield. Hello, folks. How's it going?
Hey. Very well. You look very handsome tonight.
Oh, thank you. And you both look lovely as usual.
Well, you know, I'm trying to dress like you.
No, come on now, Keith. I understand you got a flannel too. We're kind of flannel friends here, but you've got a nice cardigan. Lucie, your hair looks great.
No, it's not doing what I wanted to do, but thank you.
But I'll tell you what, I don't know what you want it to do, which means it's a clean slate for me. So that looks good. Keith, yeah. You're bringing the beard back. I'm happy about that.
About the sleep. So me and Keith are on equally despicable sleep schedule right now.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit of the sleep schedule? Why is it so despicable?
So last night it was 6 a.m. to noon.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Oh, yeah, we're
for no good reason.
Yeah, we're
okay. But do I dare ask what you're doing up until 6 o'clock? Are you just having a good time?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're just watching The Office.
Yeah. But
television.
Now, there's something nice. I think there's something nice about staying up with the person that you're with once in a while until all hours of the morning. It feels kind of exciting. It feels a little dangerous at times.
We do tend to have a look at like 2:30.
Mm-hmm.
When the show might play another episode.
Yeah.
I'm like all in.
Yeah.
All in. But then then it's noon the next day and we're still sleeping.
Hey, but you know what? These days, I don't think it matters because
No, it doesn't matter. Is the
No,
thing.
no, and also I'm hugely paranoid about having our apartment being broken into.
Mhm.
So I like staying up until 6 a.m. so that if somebody breaks in my apartment, I can stand up from my couch and go,
Yeah.
"Hey,
Prime B&E times.
no."
Yeah.
We stay awake for those.
Now, Keith, I like that approach of you being on all night guard, someone breaking in and you just putting a hand up saying no.
Yeah, that's every time I've been
That's the
mugged.
idea.
That's what I've said. I just go, "No,
Yeah.
no, don't do this," and then they go, "Yeah, we're doing that." And I go, "Oh, okay."
Oh, well, it's nice that you at least welcome them in. You know, you begrudgingly allow them to do their due diligence and do what they're there to do.
I mean, they've had a hard rap over the COVID. Everybody's staying at home,
Yeah.
so it's hard for B&Es.
It's the B&E industry is really taking a plunge during COVID.
Think about them. Like,
Yeah. There's
Well,
no surf for that.
You know what? I'm not only is this segment, but I'm going to put this whole episode in honor of the people that have had their B&E businesses kind of take a downturn. So this one goes out to them. But in the topic of having people over to your homes, I mentioned it off the top when I was introing the both of you in. You're quite famous amongst the theater community and the comedy community for your annual Christmas party. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, I think that we have
the best Christmas party.
the best Christmas party. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's true.
Okay. So I want to break into this because I've got a variety of questions. I love Christmas parties. What makes yours so special? Lucie, why do you think yours is on top of the mountain?
Okay, because we have presents for everyone and Santa gives them to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Is I think the full stop. But also I'm very uninterested in potlucks.
Yep.
So like people don't have to do any work to show up. But also our first one was during a blizzard and people came in like Anna Karenina style.
Yeah.
And then we had like mulled wine and hot cider and there's just a place for everybody.
I think there's something kind of festive and romantic about showing up to a party, having to shake a bit of dusty snow off. I think it needs to be that way.
Yeah. And dogs are welcome too,
Yeah,
which helps.
dogs were welcome. Babies eventually were welcomed.
Babies didn't stay that long.
Which is okay. I think the later the party goes, that's when the real party animals come out to play is later on in the evening.
Yeah.
But we always had like a original Nintendo
Mhm.
happening on the thing. So somebody was playing Super Mario Brothers or Ninja Turtles
Yeah.
arcade, Nintendo was happening. We had a giant Christmas tree behind us. You're here.
Mhm.
And and presents. People would wrap up presents and bring them, and then Santa, would just magically show up.
Now, was it the same Santa every year or would it be recast?
It was.
There's only one Santa.
It was Santa.
That's true. Okay, yeah. I guess you know what? Sometimes I'm a skeptic, which is shocking because I'm a Christmas enthusiast with the best of them. But you know what? I shouldn't assume that the big guy actually is showing up.
Santa showed up.
Fair, we're not mad at you.
He would show up, and sometimes his suit fit, sometimes it ripped.
Yeah.
And we've had to replace the Santa suit a couple of times.
But that goes to show how committed you are to giving the party goer a positive party experience.
So the trick was that all the presents had to be shitty.
Mm.
Like nobody could get a good present.
So it's kind of like everyone's on the naughty list.
Exactly. So everybody got a shitty present.
Can I hear about some of the gifts that have
my favorite one ever was a little basalt coffin, like a little 6-inch basalt coffin with a dead beetle inside of it.
Now, did you guys find the beetle?
No, it wasn't ours. It was brought by another.
Somebody brought it, wrapped it.
Another guest.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it's my favorite guest ever. But also, like, you buy the 4-for-1 DVDs at the pharmacy, thinking that you really want to watch that movie, and then you don't. So you wrap that up. Like they have to be shitty gifts. We gave away Infinite Jest a couple years ago. Like, that's a shitty gift.
Sure. Yeah.
That's
So it's
an
just a collection of stuff nobody really wants, but oftentimes leads to a great big laugh amongst the group.
Yeah. And then toys like puzzles that are missing a couple pieces, or it's the unwrapping that's the important thing.
Yeah, unwrapping. So Santa goes around and he hands presents out to everybody, and he does this ho ho ho, and
his classic, his signature quote.
Yeah. Well, we have to, like, that's what we pay him for.
Yeah. Okay, so you're getting your money's worth with the appearance from Santa. Now, I want to ask, not to take things on a potential negative downturn, has there been any parties that didn't live up to the expectation?
Yeah. Well, no.
Well. Okay. So we, I think
we need to know about this.
Maybe it was last year, 2 years ago. Who knows what time is? Usually we have our parties on a Saturday, the third Saturday of December. But a couple of years ago, our plumbing wasn't working. And so there was a problem of like, okay, we can either have the party on a Saturday.
Because our sidewalk tree had grabbed our plumbing and ripped it.
So no one could flush the toilet.
Which makes a party difficult unless you want to volunteer your bathtub to do the dirty work.
Yeah, and
we made a Facebook survey. It was one of the options.
So the option was, okay, you come on a Saturday and you just don't poop.
Shit in a bucket, I think was the option.
Yeah, or come the following Thursday when the plumbing is working, but it's a Thursday. You know, at this point, we all had jobs.
Yeah.
Disclosure, our bathroom didn't know.
Now, I'm going to assume that people picked the Thursday.
Yes, that's what happened.
Nobody's willing to commit to not pooping.
So am I to understand that the party didn't have the same type of energy and vibes that it otherwise would on a Saturday night?
No, it didn't have as much poop vibes.
It felt like a tea party, like a dinner party.
Yeah. Okay, so what I want to do, let's swing things back around into a positive note. Can you tell me what you think are the essentials outside of what you mentioned, which is the crummy gifts, the appearance from Santa, in your opinion, the essentials for throwing a successful Christmas party?
All right. So what we always did was we had people bring Christmas records over, you know, or a playlist if you didn't have a record.
Yep.
You could have it on your phone. We had an auxiliary cable, so you could play your favorite Christmas song. Everybody's just listening to Christmas carols. Having a great time. Got presents going around. Got a beautiful tree and drugs. And then cider and
warm drinks are crucial for a December party. Yeah, so people come in and you give them options, and eventually they'll go back to what they intended.
Yep.
The first sip of cider, I think, is amazing, and also really good for non-drinkers who might be alienated.
Oh yeah, we had non-alcoholic cider.
Yeah,
a seasonal favorite for both drinkers and non-drinkers alike now.
But also just coming in from the cold and having
shaking off the
warm
snow
shoved in your hand.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah.
Now, for people that are perhaps maybe not this year, but next year thinking about, you know what, I want to throw a Christmas party. What are some rookie mistakes that people should avoid in throwing their first Christmas party?
Okay, so let's not beat around the bush.
Okay.
Christmas is about presents, but they don't have to be expensive presents. So don't decorate your tree with nice presents that nobody can touch, because they're going to get ruined.
Okay.
They're going to get opened. So decorate your tree with stupid ass presents, right?
I feel like you're suggesting that I'm a stupid ass present.
No, I'm if I go over here, nobody can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I'm being aggressive.
Okay. Well, no, I don't, it doesn't, I'll say that on my end, it does not read as aggressive. It's more warm. Yeah. Okay. So avoid putting any nice stuff around the tree. Keith, what else? Things to avoid for rookie party throwers.
Yeah, don't accidentally invite the people that you actually don't want to be there.
And that's a hard thing to do these days.
I've done this a couple of times. You know, we throw it up on Facebook. We invite like 200 people.
Yep.
And a couple of times I've accidentally invited Andy Assaf.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a great thing if you need someone there to finish all the food at the end of the night, but it's a problematic thing when you want people to also enjoy the same food throughout the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then, you want to go to bed in the evening, you open up your bedroom door, and then you have this giant passed out under the bed sheets, all nestled tight. Oh my God, I just forgot he's on the show later.
I mean, this is why we got the Christmas Cheetos. There's Christmas,
Yeah, so what you can do if you have someone, let's just say, I don't know, named Andy, you take your bag of Cheetos, and at the end of the night, you leave a trail throughout the apartment that then leads to the bottom of your stairs outside, and you're able to rid yourself of any unwanted partygoers.
I will say, if you have a good friend who can't come until later, sorry.
No, I was writing down no Andy. Yep.
If you have a good friend who can't come until later,
yep,
give them a list of the bomb foods they can bring. So
okay,
we had
got
a friend once that brought an entire Schwartz platter at
okay.
1:30 in the morning. But also, whoever shows up at 1:30 in the morning with Cheetos, cream, right?
Okay, so smoked meat. You want to find someone who's going to bring you some smoked meat. Now, as we begin to wind down, are there a few memories that stick out from your parties throughout the year, that you always go back to, whether they were funny moments or kind of head shaking moments? Is there any few moments or maybe one great big moment that was if you were appearing on Confabulation, you might tell this story?
Well, I would never appear on Confabulation. Not me.
Yeah.
But one time we had there's a window here. I don't know if you can see it.
That was the summer.
Yeah.
No, it was the Christmas party where somebody was tossing in things through our window.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean things?
Like water bottles. Yeah.
Like garbage?
Open water bottles.
Okay, so did you know this person, or was it just some type of mischievous Grinch?
No. And then there were the smokers out on the back balcony.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys who had tossed up the water bottles asked us for a charger. And I said, no, you can't charge your phone because you just hit my friend in the head with a water bottle.
Okay, so somebody got clocked with the open water bottle.
Yeah.
Now, was this a moment that brought the party to a halt, or did people find a way to rebound?
Yeah, we rebounded.
Yeah.
I needed to go downstairs, though.
Yeah, Lucie beat all of them up. and then I put on the Charlie Brown Christmas album.
Yeah. So yeah, you put the Vince Guaraldi trio on. Yeah. Now was the music there to bring it to a somber note or to bring it back up to a happy note?
It was maybe kind of satirical.
Okay.
Like what?
Yeah.
And then we all watched from the balcony as Lucie kicked the shit out of 3 teenagers. It was yeah.
Oh, so Lucie beat up some children.
Never beat anybody up.
Teenagers.
Oh, now Keith, I have to back. I think you could tell this at a storytelling show. You'd be invited.
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm a modest fellow.
Yeah.
The storytelling shows in Brandon, Manitoba.
Well, yeah, and I'd like to touch on that. So you will both be relocating soon to Manitoba. Now, the question is this: do you have hopes that in time you can relaunch your party in Manitoba, or will you be revisiting Montreal during the holiday season to throw your party back in town? What's the plan moving forward?
So neither Keith nor my family is in Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're doing is we've retained the use of this apartment for Christmas. So a year from now, when everything's okay, we're gonna have another Christmas party party in this old apartment, and whoever lives here then just has to.
They have to accept it. It's in the lease now. It's in the lease that they just have to accept that.
I mean, it's been like 9 years running. We've been doing this party. So
now I have a very intimate one with some of my friends from the wrestling world. This year was going to be my 10th year. So we're both getting cheated out of a 10-year anniversary party.
No, we're just done. Keith was exaggerating.
Oh yeah. You're getting cheated out of 10th.
Yeah, you're getting cheated out of your anniversary.
I'm so sorry about that.
How many? Okay, so now how many?
9. We're just 9.
Okay, so you hit 9, or this would have been. Yeah, this would have been your 9th.
9. Yeah.
You know what? We're both cheated. That's what it comes down to. We're both being cheated, but you know what? Everyone's being cheated. This really is going to end on a somber note here, guys.
Yeah.
I think so.
I know. We're all thinking about how we can't see our parents this Christmas.
Yeah.
Anyway, James, do you want this table or couch?
Yeah, we're selling everything.
We're selling everything.
Yeah, can if you guys could just separate, can I get a look at this thing here? Yeah, you know what? Maybe we can correspond and I'll see what I can do to take it off your hands, but I want you to know that I'm gonna then resell it afterwards.
It's going on the curb next week, but I feel like Mile End is the place for it to be somehow. Yeah.
So if you saw us saying like it was Lucie and Keith's couch,
yeah,
you'll make a mint.
Yeah.
I think that right here, I'm willing to do whatever I can to help you get rid of your stuff. So just know, to anyone watching right now, if you are either in the St. Henry area or you would like to take a trip to St. Henry, which I can't advocate for enough, there's some stuff up for grabs. And I'm going to do what I can to get people to take your old furniture that has been a part of 8 great Christmas parties.
More. This couch is from my old apartment too. It was crucial. Yeah.
Okay, so people might be able to get their hands on a couch that 2 people may sit on tonight while watching The Office until the early morning hours.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
All right, great. That's wonderful. That's absolutely, guys, I think we did it. I think we achieved the do's and don'ts of holiday parties, courtesy of both Lucie and Keith. Any last words before we call it an evening, guys?
I want to say one thing.
Please.
Couple of Christmas parties ago, someone hid candy canes all over our apartment.
Mm-hmm.
We're still finding them.
But you're still okay. So that was the gift that truly did keep on giving.
Yeah, they were taller than us, and it was a mean joke.
We couldn't reach them until we started unpacking.
Yeah, I was like, so candy canes.
Did they take on that kind of a soft kind of texture?
No. They're still firm and hard and
They're in the garbage.
Okay, well, I guess we're back to ending things on a somber note.
No! Merry Christmas, everyone!
Well, Lucie and Keith, thanks so much for popping around. I'd love if we could do this before the year ends, which is only in a few weeks. But if not, we'll do something in the new year. It'll be our first guest coming to us from Manitoba.
Perfect.
Happy holidays, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having us, James.
Pleasure is all mine. That's Keith and that's Lucie. Of course, I'm James. You're watching live from the comfort of your own home. And if you're sitting at home on maybe an old wooden rocking chair or a lazy boy that's kind of torn and the springs are popping into your arse, as they might say in Alberta, or maybe you're sitting on an old stool, perhaps an ottoman, and you're in the market for a couch, you talk to me, I talk to them. They tell you to find out where the garbage is going. You got yourself a brand new couch. I talked about a programming note earlier on. I lied. I have 2 programming notes. And I'm feeling very festive, very giving. So I'm going to reveal one of those programming notes right here, right now. I teased this a couple weeks ago, and I've decided today, and only today, after much thought and much consideration, that we will, in fact, be bringing to you a Christmas night edition of At Home with James. I will be alone. You will probably be alone too. Hey, even if you're one of these people that's breaking the rules, hanging out with your family on Christmas, you're going to be fed up of hanging out with them by 9 o'clock p.m. EST. Come and see us at that exact time when we come to you live right here on twitch.tv/@home-with-James on Christmas night. I don't have any gifts to give you, but you will get to look at how handsome I am on Christmas night. Let's move on to our next guest, coming to us from Vancouver, British Columbia, where it is currently 27 minutes past the 6 o'clock hour. It's the one and only Carla Mah. Carla, how's it going?
It's good.
Carla, do you need a couch by chance?
No, I'm good on the couch roll, but I remember you saying you didn't want a denty couch.
Yeah, I mean, no one wants like a denty couch, right? You really want it to be
firm, like that one.
Yeah. You want something that's kind of like what I got here. I call this thing the big rig.
You need the perfect cush for your tush, you know what I mean?
A perfect cush for your tush, a quotable quote right here on the show. Carla, it's Monday night. We are together again, back in the trenches.
Yes.
I had mentioned off the top that tonight is all about parties, presents, and passion.
Wow.
And you are the person that is synonymous with presents. Now, you specifically requested this. I said, Carla, you're just on tech tonight. No need for an appearance. And you said, listen, I'm in charge here. I'm coming on the show. I said, okay, put the gun down. You wanted to talk about presents. Tell me why.
Oh, well, I was thinking, this year, you might want to spread some joy by giving some gifts to your loved ones and stuff. But sometimes it's really hard to know what to buy for your friends.
Now, this is an issue that I've been having recently because given the current situation and things, I guess I had just assumed that, we're not going to do gifts this year. No one's doing them because we're not getting together for gatherings, events, gift exchanges, parties. I've had a number of people tell me that they are going to give me gifts, which has sent me through a loop. So I'm going to take diligent notes right here, right now to generate some ideas that hopefully you can provide to me, but also to our loyal viewers tonight. So let's let it rip. This is great.
Yeah, this, usually they have lists for like what to get mom, what to get dad, for that special dude or gal in your life, or non-binary hottie. I don't know. So I thought, wow.
We say non-binary hottie.
Yeah.
I like that.
But this time, I had a particular hard time looking for the perfect gift for a crusty friend.
No, you said a gift for a crusty friend?
Yeah, for your crusty friends. So this is very specific. Sorry, I'm getting out of focus.
Yeah, that's okay. For people who might not be familiar with the term crusty, would you be able to let us know what you mean by crusty? When you think crusty, what does this bring to mind?
Kind of like a grumpy person who is very particular about what they like, isn't afraid to say what's on their mind, doesn't care if everybody likes.
You know what?
It's just a person who has a little bit of an edge to them, a crust.
It sounds like someone who really kind of rolls to the beat of their own drum. So I don't know. This person doesn't sound so bad to me.
No,
okay, so
not.
you're looking.
But it's this person with a particular taste.
Okay, yeah. So this is the perfect gift for a crusty person. Let's hear these ideas.
Okay, so your crusty friend might not think about themselves. They put other people first. And that might be part of like their skincare routine, because a lot of people don't pay attention to good skincare. It's the largest organ that we have, and it's all over our body, so gotta be good to it. So you might.
It's crusty sometimes.
Yeah, it's crusty sometimes, especially in our Canadian winters.
Yeah.
But sometimes the skin ailments can get a little extreme. I'm not talking about eczema, but you might be your friends that don't look after themselves might do it so much, such a bad job of looking after themselves that they might need like a special ointment or treatment or Something, so you gotta, if you want to look out for your crusty friend, think about getting them.
I want to jump in here for a second. Now, you said it's not really like eczema. What type of skin ailments are we talking about here?
Like, I don't know, like weird rashes and things, or maybe like warts. Yeah, you could get those fun band-aids that like freeze off warts or something, or
Yeah.
get like ringworm treatment or something.
Oh,
like that.
yeah, okay. I'm starting to understand things a little bit here. Okay, so you might, for your crusty friend who might have a skin ailment like, I don't know, off the top of my head, ringworm, they might enjoy a nice ointment.
Yeah, it's something that's, that shows that you care, and that, something that is useful, that could be used all year round until the expiry date. It's very thoughtful gift.
Okay, great. Yeah, the ideal gift for someone crusty with a skin ailment is ointment. Okay, great. Yeah. What other types of gifts or what we might be looking for some folks?
So maybe also too, like your crusty pal likes to carry around things, and sometimes you want to be hands-free when you're out and about doing your thing, and maybe they've been sporting their carrying case for so long, and it needs an update, so you could help them out. And maybe that carrying case is like kind of an outdated fanny pack.
Oh, okay. So in the chance that someone might wear an outdated fanny pack because they don't like to carry things in there. So anyone who's crusty and has some type of skin ailment but also wears outdated accessories might enjoy a new fanny pack.
Yeah, you can get okay, I actually am an owner of a few fanny packs, and they come in all sorts of designs and styles. And I highly recommend, like, if you're looking for something like an entry point, because this is a person who doesn't care, obviously, because they're wearing a fanny pack.
Some might say they've given up.
They might have given up, but a nice upgrade would be like a well-made Herschel fanny pack. They come in all sorts of slick styles. There's something for everybody there, and that you might find yourself a sweet deal.
Yeah. So it sounds like this crusty person you're talking about enjoys deals and discounts.
Yeah, doesn't everybody?
I'm starting to enjoy the cut of this, hypothetical person's jib. Okay, great. So we've got ointments and fanny packs. What else?
Yeah. Your crusty friend, like I mentioned before, really speaks their mind a lot of the time, and sometimes they get a little bit of foot and mouth disease. So a nice, classic.
Oh, so in addition to ringworm, they get foot and mouth disease, which people have been hospitalized for.
Oh, really? Oh no.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow. Well, they could be comforted knowing that if you would give them a nice, big, huge wraparound scarf, you just would solve that problem. Because sometimes...
Yeah, now when you say foot and mouth disease, you mean proverbially or literally?
It could be both.
Oh, it could be both. So in order to prevent, let's just say, foot and mouth disease, someone might wrap a huge scarf around their mouth to avoid a foot ever going in it.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't kink shame. If you're into that stuff, go ahead.
Oh yeah, we would never kink shame anyone on this show. Considering Andy Assaf is here later tonight, we certainly don't want him to leave.
No. And then your crusty pal. Like I said,
Is this just gifts for crusty pals?
Yeah, that's what it is. Sometimes you have a list for mom and dad and your little special someone, and then you have one for your crusty pal, James.
All right.
Okay. And then this other gift that you can get for your crusty pal, I mentioned, they're often looking after other people before themselves, and they might have a special, like, animal friend in their lives that needs a little TLC. I see, little James there in the corner, the Christmas crow,
right, yeah.
all wrapped
right
up.
Over here. If you weren't tuned in 2 weeks ago tonight, I, much like the people who erected the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree, they found a lovely owl, little tiny owl.
Baby owl.
When we put this tree up and lit it up, we found what then became James the Christmas Crow in this tree. And let me tell you, James hasn't been doing well, but I think he's on the mend. Check him out back there. He's taking a snooze right now.
Do you mind bringing him over?
Oh, you want to see James the Christmas Crow?
Yeah. I want to check in with James. We haven't seen him in so long.
He's sleeping right now.
No. What do you mean he's sleeping?
He's just sleeping. He's taking a nap.
Well, he was there the last time. I mean,
That's his spot.
I don't know if.
Yeah, he's just. I better keep it down. I don't want to wake him up. He can be a bit of a pill when he wakes up.
Oh, really?
He's a little maybe James the crusty Christmas Crow.
Oh, wow.
He's
You might want
he's
to
fine back there.
get your crusty pal. You might consider they're so maybe particularly bad about taking care of plants and animals that you might want to help them out in that department. And actually, maybe just go over to your crusty pal's place. Make sure they're not in the building or their living
break
space.
and enter.
Yeah, a little B&E magic.
Okay, so B&E magic. B&Es are gonna come back specifically in my home.
Do a rescue mission for animal. Is James okay, James?
He's just sleeping. I remember. I saw it just as well as everyone else
I don't
did.
know if crows sleep like. It looks like he's a little bound up. I'm a little worried.
Yeah, what you say is bound, I say is bundled. Now, he took a spill on the Wednesday after, a couple Wednesdays ago.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
How come you didn't mention this?
It was live on the stream. Everyone saw it. I went over to give him a kiss. He was, he did that. He was James the Christmas Crow was doing that thing where he was leaning up against the wall. His equilibrium hasn't been great. He was just leaning up against the wall. When I went over to kiss him, he plopped over. So he's on the mend. He's good.
Has he just been in the corner since then?
Yeah, he's recovering.
He hasn't moved since?
Well, I mean, he's pretty tired. Wouldn't you be tired being in a box for a year?
Did you give him water?
I tried.
James, can you please check on James?
He's fine. He's
Stop, James! Stop right now, or I'm gonna come over there. B&E.
Look, you know how like some people they're in the hospital. It's like, oh, they're still in the hospital. They're still recovering.
I don't think that's the case. Everybody, help me out! James the Crow needs our help. I don't think it's good anymore.
Do you think I would just leave a sick crow on top of my couch? Do you think I'm the type of person who would wrap it up in a blanket and just forget about it for 2 weeks?
Yes.
Come on.
Everybody in the queue is shaking their heads. Yes, they all agree. Come on, James.
I'm gonna tell you something. A guy this handsome would never let a bird suffer on his watch.
I'm a little loud, I'm told. Sorry, Mel. Sorry. I'll get real quiet here. Okay.
Yeah, we're all just getting out of control here.
Sorry.
Let's stay on point with the gift. Stay on point with the gifts.
All right. Yeah, the gifts. All right. Well, your crusty pal, also might need a hand in maybe like the hygienic decor department. And you know what freshens up a bathroom like nothing else? A new shower curtain.
Oh, so in your hypothetical world, this crusty person has an old shower curtain that maybe is still installed from when they moved in from the previous tenants.
And maybe contributing to their skin ailments, but you don't know. Just steam just flying around and bacteria is accumulating. Fungus grows.
Maybe.
Along with that, you might want to go further and get some nice new towels. Oh, even better if you love your pal, maybe like a new pair of pants. So they have multiple pair of pants that they can change in and out of, and not just have one pair of pants that they just wear and then never launder.
Carla, with your permission, can I do a quick recap of what people might be able to buy their crusty friend?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, great. So we begin with something for their skin care, which is not limited to ringworm, but does include it, an ointment. You can get them a new fanny pack because they like out of fashion accessories and style choices. You can get them a new shower curtain. And you can also get them a pair of pants.
Yeah.
Wow. The perfect gift for the crusty character in your life.
Mm-hmm. Basically, you're just trying to give them things that improves their health and wellness.
Yeah. And isn't that what we all need during these difficult and uncertain times?
Yeah, definitely.
A friend who takes care of their friend's health and wellness.
Mm-hmm. And a little B&E on the side.
And a little, yeah, if there's, you know, in a pre-COVID world, no one would have wanted a breaking and entering. Now we'd, you know, Keith says he'd tell people to go away, but you know what? We'd all like a bit of company right now. Have someone walk in, hang out for a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even if the person in the apartment who might be living there happens to be, you know, disgusting.
Yeah. In fact, you know, maybe with this B&E, yeah, check up on any plants or animals, and maybe replace some couches too.
Yeah. Maybe the person that lives there might have a skin ailment or an old shower curtain, or they might be a little crusty.
Yeah. Oh yeah, don't forget the scarf too. And then they could use that too while you're breaking and entering their home, so they can't scream for help.
Yeah. Well, this, you know, despite all of the...
Sorry, I didn't mean that.
all of the characteristics, this person you're discussing could be anyone, but may I say that their positives outweigh the negatives.
Yeah, well, you know, a crusty person can be handsome too.
Yes, they can. Carla, hey, thanks so much for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. Yeah. And I think anyone in the chat or anyone viewing right now, if they've got a real crusty character in their life, they'll know what they can do to improve their health and well-being.
Exactly. I got more tips if you want. Tiger Balm's another fun thing that you can buy for sore joints and muscles. You might have a friend that's like arthritic knees or...
Yeah. For people that might be arthritic and worthless. We'll say that. Carla, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, anytime.
Happy holidays. That's Carla Mah. And I just don't know who she may have been talking about during that segment. But I know what I'm willing to talk about right now. It's the second programming announcement tonight. And this one affects Wednesday night's show. This upcoming Wednesday, from the people that brought you Dave Kaufman's Ruth Booth, this upcoming Wednesday, they bring to you Dave Kaufman's Naughty or Nice, a seasonal game show this upcoming Wednesday. Guests include myself, Joe Conto, Raquel Belmonte, among others, and Dave Kaufman takes over hosting duties for the evening. So if you remember the Ruth Booth, you know that I didn't have a banner night. So I'm looking to find any way to leave Wednesday night in the winner's circle. Dave Kaufman takes over At Home with James for a holiday game show edition of the show this upcoming Wednesday, 9:00 p.m. Let us move on to our third and final guest of the night. Last but certainly not least, it's Andy Assaf. Andy, how's it going, buddy?
James, how are you, my friend? Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
It's almost, thanks for that. It's almost like you've been part of this show all night long.
Almost, except I was busy sleeping under a stranger's bed, snug in their sheets.
Yeah. For the first 45 minutes of the show, I couldn't see you in the queue, and now you're here, and now we know it's because
I was down the street. The only way they got rid of me is they led me out with a trail of Doritos, like Elliot from...
Oh, they use Doritos? I know that Keith's and my tactic is Cheetos.
Cheetos work too. Takis, if you want optimal solutions.
So
Takis Fuego.
Any way to guide you out of a house is with a cheese-based snack.
Yeah, something of the South American variety, preferably.
Okay, so you want South American cheese snacks?
Yeah, Takis made in Mexico City, delicious snack. You should check it out.
Andy, I'm so very glad that you're here. Lucie and Keith, they were here to provide information on parties. Carla was here to provide information on presents, and you are here to provide information on passion by way of dating during the holiday season. Now, last time you were here, you gave me some tips and tricks on how to create the perfect online dating profile, which I have not done.
Oh, you see, you got to get on that, James. I think we went over some of your top picks.
Yeah.
We narrowed down some really good really good rare James McGee picks.
Well, by
some
we,
of which I
think we
took.
mean you.
Well, I think it was a team effort that we debated the merits of certain ones, disqualified others. I think we came down to a pretty good all-star team there.
Yeah, I think so. But in the ways in which I'm still learning how this works, it's currently the holiday season. So I'm wondering if I can take what you, and it's certainly not just for me, it's for anyone who might be interested. I want to take this information and parlay it into a potential profile.
I would like to see that as well, and if I could be a part of that, I would very much like to lend my PhD in love sciences towards creating you the perfect dating profile.
Well, just as Mike Myers was to cinematic comedies, you are the love guru.
I wouldn't contest that. Minus the brown face, except I have one from birth. Most people think I'm white. But yeah,
wait,
no,
I don't recall Mike Myers being in brownface in that movie.
You're right. He didn't technically do brownface, but he was like on the finish line.
He's on the finish line. Yeah,
he definitely wore some. So, anyways, he definitely was like Trudeau visiting India.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's get into it, shall we?
Please, I would love nothing more.
Yeah. So I thought instead of coming on and giving you advice, that's what you could go ahead and use that and fall in love immediately, but that's not the point here. I think what would be more interesting is if we went over, I pulled up here on one of my favorite sites, stylecaster.com.
Wait, no, so can we get a for people that might want to go to that website? You said it was stylecaster.com.
Stylecaster.com. Yes, it's a really good site. If you go to the About Us section, it says here, Stylecaster's mantra is to style the people, which is us. And our mission is to be an accessible, inclusive, ahead of the trend destination for millennial women. But I think men and non-binary hotties as well can also check the site out.
Yeah.
So this is stylecasters.com, 15 key do's and don'ts for dating during the holidays. So I thought we could go through this list and maybe you and I can kind of bat around ideas around this and debate the merits of this article is written by Ashley Papa.
Okay, Ashley Papa, which sounds made up.
It's a real name.
This sounds like you've put together a fake.
No, this is a real site. You can Google this. She also wrote How to Navigate an Introvert-Extrovert Relationship. Okay. And also steamy, sexy ideas that will make your summer even hotter.
Well, good thing that we are neither sexy nor steamy nor in the summer. I'm happy to be avoiding this.
This is the opposite. We're talking about dating and relationships in the holiday season, in the dead of winter.
Got it.
Which I think can be difficult for many. It's a very a weird time. Things are on pause. But let's get into these 15 do's and don'ts. Okay, so here's the first one. Ready? Don't move too fast.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't move too fast. James, are you one to move too fast, would you say?
I would say the answer is unequivocally no. If anything, my pace could be described as slug-like.
Well, I think holidays, I'm already going to be contentious with this article. I think she's wrong here. I think holidays is the perfect time to move fast and move aggressively. Okay, not aggressively, that's the wrong word.
I feel like we're in the segment on The Social, CTV's answer to the view.
Yes, I've been on The Social a couple times, and I bring on these articles, and we get into a lot.
Yeah, I think I saw your mugshot on it.
Yeah, that was a fun segment.
Yeah,
but I think the holidays is the perfect time to speed things up because everything else is moving slow. I think if you find someone you like, let's commit. Let's dig in. Let's pretend we've been dating for 3 years. Let's meet the family. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, that sounds like the opposite of me on every level.
Yeah, so maybe this holiday season you could try that. You meet the special someone. Let's just skip ahead to like ask her to move in.
Oh.
And like look at your apartment. It is cozy, it's nice, and also you're in it, so it's a great place to live.
Now, see, yeah, that's a great endorsement. It's cozy, it's nice, and also I'm in it. I have no qualms about talking about how cozy my home is. This is a great home to watch a movie in, and for me to fall asleep 10 minutes into it, which causes some slight resentment that builds up over the years.
Sure. I've fallen asleep on your couch. You have a great AC during the summer, which she will enjoy when you guys get around to the 6-month period.
Yeah, when things get steamy in the summer.
And then they will be steamy, my friend. They
Yeah,
will be steamy
literally.
if you follow these rules. Here's number 2.
Yep.
Do exchange small gifts. So even if you've been dating for a few weeks, it's okay to consider getting him or her a little something, but just make sure you don't go overboard.
Yeah, I would say I agree with this.
Okay, I disagree. I
Yeah, of
think you
course.
should go big.
How big?
Go home.
Mhm.
I think you're looking at spending at least $400 to $500.
Now what? Okay, so you're dating a person for a few weeks. You're gonna go, quote, as you said it, go big. What are you spending $400 to $500 on?
You could get her like, I don't know, like an iPhone 12.
Yeah.
The X, like the big one. Or you could go ahead and get her a PS5. That will be impressive just because she'll be impressed that you could get your hands on one.
Yeah, well, coming in from our production team right now in the chat, they are mentioning that you're the one that wants the PS5.
I mean, I'm not going to deny that's a benefit. I have given gifts strategically before where I know I myself can use them, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
Let's go to number 3. Don't take it personally. So this is in relation to if someone doesn't invite you over to meet their family, right away.
Sounds great.
It's not about you. Sometimes people like to spend their holidays how they want. I'll strongly disagree on this one as well. I think you should meet family immediately, because if we're gonna hit the gas on this, I think you gotta see who your in-laws are gonna be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with the article that I would, after a couple of weeks, not take it personally.
Yeah.
Not only would I not take it personally, I would support the decision by throwing on a couple bucks onto their gift for not bringing me home. I'd say, you know what? Instead of 10, let's go to $13.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I think this is why we're debating this. This is a good dialogue we're going on.
Yeah,
but I think you should not only
I really feel like we're hearing each other.
I really think we're really getting somewhere. But I really think if someone doesn't invite you over, a loved one or a special someone doesn't invite you over to meet their family, you should be obtuse and quite hostile for not being considered as one of the families. I remember I would often write my name down with their last name. Like in the guest book, or like as a screen name. I'd change my Facebook name. And that usually goes over well with the in-laws. Okay, next one here. What do we got? Do invite your date to events. So this is fun, right? You're going to have a Christmas party.
Yeah.
You're going to have, a friend, maybe a party at Keith's house.
Sure.
I don't know how Keith feels about plus ones. I think
what I would do is I would clear it first.
You see,
if I was going to a party that, it generally is more of a, I don't want to say a closed circle of friends, but we assume that we're going to know everyone there, I would probably let people know, hey, just so you know, I've been seeing this person. I really think it's going well. I'd like to bring them to the party. Is that okay? Now, Andy, I think this is where we agree.
You see, I agree with the article about bringing dates to events, but I think we disagree here. I think you should bring someone without clearing it. You should get them to meet all your friends.
And you don't think that's overwhelming for them? It puts them in a difficult position?
I think if you can't handle the heat, get out the kitchen. That's my policy with dating. And I think if she's not getting the inside jokes, if she's not joining in on the board game that I brought with us, if she's not joining in on strategy board
I'm going to tell you something. I want to jump in right here. If you brought a girl to a party and she's not jumping in on the board games that you brought, it means she's meant to be with me.
Well, okay, James. Now this is the side I like of you. You see, this is where you're getting your testosterone flowing here. So you're puffing the chest. This is attractive, James. I'm turned on
You're
right
advocating for stealing
I am
your
hard.
friends' dates.
Yes, I think that's a totally fair thing, especially around the holidays. I think the holidays is where people congregate, and often sexual tension and competition is at its highest. And I think we should take advantage of that.
Wait, so you're telling me you've been waiting for you and me to compete over a woman you brought to a party?
Yes. That is my kink. So next one here is don't settle. What do you think about this, James? Don't settle.
Can you go into more detail? Don't settle. What does that mean?
Like, you know, don't date an uggo.
Don't. Now, okay, so if I understand correctly, you're saying don't date someone that you do not feel attracted to.
I use this metric. I don't claim to be the judge, jury, and executioner in this situation. I think if my friends find someone attractive, that's all that matters. So if they're not impressed by the date I'm bringing to their party that wasn't invited, then sorry, it's not meant to be. So
okay, so your metric is if your friends find the person you brought to the party attractive, you go through. But who's telling you they don't find the person that you're with attractive?
Well, if someone shows up and starts trying to steal my date away, that's a good sign.
Okay, so the way that you base whether or not your date is attractive is whether I or someone else is trying to hit on them and steal them. So if no one is hitting on your date, thus deeming them unattractive, you then dump that person and you don't settle.
Yep.
I really think that you have got your own interpretation of the term settling.
Okay, well, I disagree. Let's move on. I'm going to skip ahead a bit just for time's sake.
Yeah, I'd also like to mention that in the chat we had some dialogue from Keith, who was on the show earlier. In succession, reads as follows: "For once, I agree with Andy. Wait, no, I don't."
Well, you see, debate is healthy during the holiday season.
Yeah.
I think it's very interesting where I had him and then I lost him. Often like I do with dates, and that's part of dating is that people fall in and out of attraction as the night goes on even.
Yeah, especially if you're bringing them to dates and indicating to the world that they're up for grabs.
Well,
figuratively,
James, you're not putting a sign on their neck and say hit on my girlfriend. I'm
well,
saying
I think you are now though.
Well, sure, but hey, look, this is like the social, baby. We're talking. It's an open dialogue.
It's true, yeah.
You've invited me on here to like have a healthy conversation about what are healthy dating habits, and I think this is one of them. So here's a don't. Are you ready for a don't?
Yeah, I am ready.
Don't skip the holiday movies.
Don't? Okay, what do you mean by that? Or what does this article mean, rather?
So this article says Elf, The Holiday, Bad Santa, Love Actually. There are so many great holiday movies. Who cares if they're both got them memorized? Cuddling up with a cozy movie is a free, sexy, and romantic date idea that is just too good to pass up, says Karen. I don't know who Karen is in this article. I think maybe at the beginning they maybe mentioned some sort of love doctor named Karen.
Yeah, there's nothing sexier than watching Elf.
Yeah, especially if a woman named Karen goes, "Do you guys want to watch a movie in the living room?" I think this is a no-brainer. I myself like to watch the classics. What's the one where he dies and then the ghosts
Wonderful Life?
It's a Wonderful Life, because I think it's important to be reminded of depression, especially around this holiday season. Mental health's really important, and ghosts. What about you, James? What would you throw on for the first date?
Okay, so it sounds like you and I agree as well, Andy, that watching a nice classic Christmas film with a person that you're dating and it's very new and fresh is not a bad idea.
Yes, I'd agree with that.
You know what? I think that because there's a lot of holiday movies that many people grew up with, I would say that I would be interested in finding a middle ground to see if there's a movie that both parties have a nostalgic feeling for. I don't know if I would go with, hey, you know what? I think during the holiday season, it's important to be reminded of death, ghosts, and depression.
This is where I disagree, because I think you know about like the Die Hard dialogue about Die Hard being a Christmas movie. I think that expands even further. I want a challenging watch. So let's throw on something deep and interesting like Shawshank Redemption or Schindler's List. I think most of that happens during the winter. Like this could be a good watch to see if we're compatible, or at least you're willing to put up with watching the movies I like that you don't have any interest in watching.
Sure. So basically what you're saying is I'm in agreement for watching a movie, but I'm not going to do a Christmas movie. And if I am, it's going to make me feel sad after.
Well, that's more about you if you're feeling sad.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, I'm projecting on that one, which is unfair during this debate. I would say I agree. It's nice to watch a movie, but I would say my preference would be to keep things light and fun. So, maybe a Home Alone, perhaps a Christmas Vacation, something maybe Muppets Christmas Carol, something light and fun.
Pearl Harbor is also a very fun one if you want to really. I've been trying to get my dates
apparently
to watch.
It's based on a true story.
Yes, I've been trying to get my dates to watch the Band of Brothers HBO miniseries, which is really good. Also happens a big part of it during the winter time, but that's neither here nor there. Let's go into let's do one last one. How about that? Do we have time for one last one?
I would love nothing more.
I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the article here. This is one of my favorites. Do create your own traditions. Maybe it's just the two of you seeing the Nutcracker, making latkes, or catching the first showing of A Christmas Story marathon. Oh, look, we got that. While baking sugar cookies. Well, you got to do both at the same time. Make your own special holiday time together. Create your own tradition that you'll look forward to if you find yourselves still together this time next year. You see, so you're planting for the future.
Yeah.
You know?
So now, am I to understand you agree with this? It's nice to potentially set something on the tracks that can be a yearly tradition around the
I'd agree with this, but I want to hear first, before I want to reserve the right here to disagree. I want to hear first what would you create as a Christmas tradition? Your beau is there. You want to have a good time, a good holiday, laugh them up. What are you going to start with her as a tradition?
Okay, well, I would probably have a dialogue to see if there's anything that we mutually enjoy. Like, it would be nice maybe going for a walk on a nice dusting of snow in the evening, maybe getting a warm beverage, whether it's one of Starbucks seasonal drinks, whether it be the caramel brulee or the peppermint mocha. That could be something, as we discussed. Perhaps it's cozying up with a film, maybe ordering a pizza, something like that, something that's easy to return to every year. Yeah.
You see, I'll disagree with you on the choices only because they're quite colloquial and banal. You do these pretty much. I know you, James. We've done all of these things together. So I think we got to choose something a little bit more.
Wait,
extreme.
you and me took a walk in the snow and had Starbucks drinks?
Minus the Starbucks, because I feel like if I suggested Starbucks, you'd be like, nah. Is that just me? You want Tim Hortons coffee poured into the palm of your hand. That's the real Christmas tradition. But I think we should go more extreme.
I want to say something here. That was the best impersonation anyone has done of me on this show.
Thank you. I've been working on it. I think.
But if it was the holidays, I'd take a Starbucks drink. I wouldn't get the coffee. But
what would you order?
I get one of their seasonal fun drinks.
Like a peppermint express mocha super latte.
I want the peppermint express mocha.
The peppermint bukkake of whipped cream and all sorts of stuff. You'd do that?
I don't know what type of drinks you're drinking at Starbucks, but I'm not into those. But
okay, fair enough.
Okay, so you're saying that my ideas are a little bit too pedestrian.
Yes, I think this has been often the dialogue we've had when we've talked about dating, James, but I want you to push yourself out of the comfort zone.
Okay,
so let's think. Let's think like extreme sports. Let's do some, paragliding to snowboarding. If that's a thing, you guys can create it. Maybe we whip out the Ouija board and try to summon evil Christmas ghosts, and then we're spending the rest of the holidays trying to capture it back into an evil haunted lamp.
Yeah, some fun Halloween stuff, what you're saying.
Oh, yeah, you're bringing Halloween into the holidays, which I know you also love.
How about I meet you halfway and say the winter activity, maybe some type of tubing?
Tubing's fun. Tubing is a very James activity.
Tubing, I'll tell you what, Andy, I love tubing.
Okay, James, I know this year's excluded, but I want to propose something because, please. I mean, even though we're not dating, we're in a friend relationship.
I want to make a guess of what you're going to say.
Hit me.
I think you're going to set up a date with someone that you've been dating for 2 weeks to go tubing. You want me to be there and try to
That's way better than what I was going to suggest. Hey, do you want to go tubing with my friend James? He's going to eat a hot dog while tubing.
Yeah, while looking at us.
No, I think we should go tubing, you and I.
I would. But
I think we should do that. Go to Mont Tremblant. Go down that weird slide thing.
We're going to drive 2.5 hours to go tubing.
Yeah. Let's go to Mégantic. Let's drive 5 hours.
Look, but we can just go. There's one that's 40 minutes away.
Where?
It's called the Pays en Haut. It's in Piedmont.
Pays en Haut?
Yeah, they claim to be the largest tubing hill in Quebec. And I've been many times.
That does sound pretty cool.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe the tubing hills will be open this winter, you know? Who knows, Andy?
Okay.
There might not be any hope for romance for us, but
there might be a chance we can go tubing and just run straight into a 7-year-old that's on a tube. That would be awesome. James, I would love to start that tradition with you.
I'm going to tell you something. We might not find romance, but you and me might find a bromance.
That would be great. But James, you know, all jokes aside, if ever the day came where we had a date planned in the old Palm Pilot calendar that we were going to go tubing together, and then you called me last second, you said, actually, Andy, I'm sorry, but there's a girl who wants to go with me.
Would never happen.
I'd understand.
I'd never cancel on plans for
I'd understand. Never. But James, I'd understand.
Yeah, thank you. It wouldn't happen.
Okay, but I'd understand if it did.
Okay, well, I'm glad that we found that middle ground. Andy, I hope that we're able to talk on the show before the big day, the 2-5 hits. But until then, I'll wish you happy holidays. We don't always agree on subjects of this nature, but we do it in a friendly and resourceful way.
I think we found a lot of common ground tonight, James. Thanks for having me on. Happy holidays, everybody. And yeah, James, I'll see you soon. Love you.
And buddy. I will see you soon. That's Andy Assaf. Folks, that is our show this evening. One drink that came up during Andy and my dialogue that I want to refer to, once again, engaging with the chat. I'm talking to the keyboard warriors right now. Real Sid Rock, he says, don't drink the peppermint bukkake at work. And if there's anything I like doing, it's ending the show with a bit of advice. So thank you so much, Sid. I want to thank, of course, Andy, Carla, Keith, and Lucie for being here. I want to thank you so much for watching. We will be back this Wednesday night in only a couple days. This time on Wednesday, we will be wrapping up what will be a true happening as I, along with many others, play the inaugural edition of Dave Kaufman's Naughty or Nice right here on twitch.tv/@home-with-James. I hope to see you there. Bring your friends. Tell some people about it. Tell your mom or your dad, your auntie, unkie, brother, sister, Grammy, Grampy. Tell your best friend or tell your worst enemy to tune in right here on Twitch. But until then, I am James. You are you. We were here. Good night. Goodbye. Farewell. And be well.